ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Thursday, August 10th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 32 of 2023, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 76 degrees with a high of 79 and a low of 67. Welcome to my broadcast. I'm here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles, pretty pictures, and anything else that comes up. Welcome to my peeps who come in to this broadcast while I'm live and chat with me. That's always fun and appreciated. And welcome to my peeps who lurk and watch this broadcast. And don't forget my Facebook group on Facebook, of course, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. I will be posting this video here there as well. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday to one and all, says Maggie. Hello, Linda. Linda, good to see you. All right, let me adjust a couple things here, and we will be good to go. Okay. So I'm working on 3 projects. I've got 3 on deck. We'll see how many I get to. Mostly I get to 3. The last few days I've been getting to all 3. So my first one is my mermaids, of course. I've been having so much fun doing this. This is from my newest book, Be a Mermaid and Make Waves. It's now available on Amazon. I will be posting the link in the group. I'm having too much fun with this. Okay. Then we've got our knitting page that I'm doing. Linda said she's getting back into her knitting, or crocheting, I should say. She got inspired after watching this. And I was working on the wood last broadcast. Isn't that beautiful? I love how it's coming out. And then we've got our picnic table. Don't have much more on this to do. Hello, Dorothy. Hello, Katie. I've just got the corner to do down here. And I've just got the top and a little bit on the wine bottle. Katie, go get Peter. Just grab him for a minute. I need you to get him within earshot of my broadcast. Just tell him that I need to, oh, Peter, you can hear me. Okay. All right. Peter, we have a tradition in my group. I heard that you had a birthday yesterday. I hope you had fun. So if everybody will join me, this is for Peter. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter. Happy birthday to you. And many, 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 many more. All right. Yay. That was for you, Peter. So did he hear it? And is he laughing? All right. I was hoping that Katie would be here tonight. So Peter, did you have a good day yesterday? He says thank you. You are welcome. He's laughing. Good. That's what we do around here, Peter. Okay. Let me adjust camera here. There we go. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, my newest book is out. I will post the affiliate link in the group. I'm supposed to have it Saturday. So if the Amazon gods cooperate, I will be doing a flip through of it. All right. Set timer for 1 hour.
1 hour counting down.
So the last time we were here, I was working on this little shell cap. And I showed you how to do a lighter streak with a couple of colors in it instead of just the normal lighter color of, in this case, the blue. Now I'm going to finish the whole thing here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this now with a turquoise blue. Okay, Maggie, thank you. So, Katie, where did you and Peter go to last night? I'm assuming that you went out for a birthday celebration. All right. How pretty is this? Oh, he wanted a homemade meal and a day poolside. Oh. So what special meal did you cook him? Since you are the wizardess of the kitchen. Okay. You bought him a new phone instead. Ooh. Apple phone? Okay, now this is my medium blue. You made bacon wrapped country meatloaf, rustic mashed potatoes, green bean almondine, and peach cobbler. Oh my gosh. All right, notice how when I'm shading this, we're getting a lighter and lighter section. In the center. And then I'm going to come in with a darker blue. And I'm just going to gently edge this to make it dimensional. Katie, what kind of phone did you get him? Now, notice how I'm stroking the line. I'm not coming in gangbusters. And we're adding just enough color here to make this look dimensional. Samsung Flip. New toy. I'm an Apple person myself. I've got the Apple Watch and the iPhone. And again, you don't pile drive your pencil into the paper, you darken with repeated stroke. And I'm going to use just a little bit of blending pencil, not much, very light. I just want to smooth that out a little bit. And remember, guys, when you darken an edge, it makes the object look rounded, because the brain perceives darker edges as being further away. And I'm going to kick it up kick it up with a little bit of white. Don't go overboard. How pretty is that? All right, let me pull out. Check it out. Hey, Cindy. Blending pencil. Just to soften up the green a little bit. Okay, now let's go back to our little girl here, our little baby, and we've got a little cap on her as well. So I'm going to match that green cap with her green fins. Now, just in case you didn't know, mermaid babies and youngsters start out green. And then they eventually morph into their colors. Now, I don't know if you knew that, but now you have that little tidbit of information. Learned here on Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And who says that you don't learn things here? All right. Medium color. Who's coloring this with me tonight? This is the duet freebie, guys. And if you're new to my group, we can make arrangements to get you a copy. All right, let me get a nice dark green here. Let's see what we want here. All right, Maggie's coloring with me. How was Allie's first day of school? Okay, and then we're going to come in I'm going to blend this up just a little bit with my blender pencil. And notice now how that gives us our dimension. Oh, how cute is that? Now remember, you want to blend in this edging and this coloring. You don't want this to look streaky, right? So what do you think? I'm thinking it's looking pretty cute. All right, let me grab a little bit of water. Now, we need to take our pen and distinguish this hair because the author did not draw it in. So this is my micro pen. And we're just going to add a few dashed lines on this. Now, I notice here that I missed this other side of this cap. So we'll do our dark, medium, and light, same thing. And for anybody new that's come in, please don't hesitate to say hello, and if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Okay, and then we've got our darkest color here. Again, we don't want to look streaky here. So we're going to blend that in. And if you're not coloring this with me tonight, what are you coloring? Okay, back to adding our little extra hair strokes here. Maggie, you said she had a great day. They're doing a more open concept wherein all the third grade shares teachers and classes rotate. You don't completely understand, but she had a really good day. Oh, that's great. And Russ enjoyed his day too. He rotates between the 3 portables. What grade is Russ in? Here's a little green spot that I missed. There we go. He's in 5th. Gotcha. Now, I'm going to add a little bit more ink to the center. Dorothy? Oh, he's in the GT program. What does that mean? Okay, now I've got to draw in some hair strands. Gifted program. Gotcha. Oh, Dorothy, I was wondering how Noah's doing. For those of you that don't know, Noah was in a motorcycle accident. And praise God, he is now able to recuperate at home. Now, if you're feeling adventurous, we can go ahead and add a few more strands of hair. And the reason that I want to do that is I want to make this look a little more floaty. And the reason that we do it in pencil is that it allows us to make changes when we go to ink it. Now, you guys know that I encourage you to draw in your books. and on your pages. Let's see. He's doing better, except that his head is still hurting and he doesn't remember what happened. Whoops. Okay, so let's go back on this side. Now it's going to look a little wonky at the moment because we're not inked in and I don't have the lines drawn in yet. Okay. And now I'm going to take my pen, and this is the finest pen that I have. It is a 0.28 millimeter pen. Okay, Dorothy, we'll see you later. And this gives you the chance to correct or change anything about your picture. Let's see. And notice here how I've crossed over the hair. To make it look a little more floaty. see I've already changed that one. And I'm going to shorten these last two. And then you want to take, once your ink is dried, and you want to very lightly erase your pencil lines. And then we'll come in and add our hairlines. All right, let me pop over to the other side. Whoop. And I think I'm going to go back to the left here. And just thicken this up just a little bit. There we go. Any questions or comments? I think it looks cute as a button. Okay. Now I'm going to start working on the body of the mom mermaid. And since I've made her cap blue, I'm going to make the rest of her shades of blue. And we'll need to transition between the flesh and the blue of the rest of her. And what that means is you're going to take your lightest blue and you're going to back blend it a little bit onto the flesh. And back blending is just simply a term that means we're going to merge and transition our colors. Now I want you to notice how I made this a jagged transition. I didn't use just a straight line. That was done on purpose, of course. Now, when we have a large area like this, you're going to want to take your pencil and you're going to want to color in small circles. And normally where I would tell you to turn your pencil, I'm not turning it, I'm using the flat side to get my coverage. So in this case, just use the side of your pencil as it flattens out. To color your larger area. Guys, what are you working on? Now, I've got some creases in my paper. You have to be careful about filling them in. But in this case, let me back up a minute. Sometimes when you're coloring, you run into things with your paper. Sometimes you get a production error, you get something like this streak. So I'll incorporate it into part of what's going on with my mermaid. Now, you may have seen pictures of fish that have scrapes and scratches on them just from swimming in the ocean. So that's what we can go ahead and do with this mermaid. Katie, you still hanging with us? You're coloring in Worlds of Wonder by Johanna Bosford. Okay. All right, so let's get through these little circles here. And again, notice that we've got some creases on our paper. Don't let that throw you. We've talked a lot about this. You know how sometimes if you spill something on your coloring project, find a way to incorporate it into your picture. Now, a lot of people would throw away their picture, but the thing is, it expands your skills as a colorist to be able to recoup off of something like that. Another example is if you're coloring and you're looking at something and you think that it's turning out awful, you have to keep going with it. Honestly, if you're new to coloring, you're just not experienced enough to make judgments like that. Not to mention the fact you're probably comparing it against somebody else's project. Don't ever, ever, ever compare your work against someone else's. Okay. Anybody else care to share what they're coloring tonight? And again, to anybody that's new, this image is available for you to download. I always do what I call is a duet image. And you can color with me. Now I am going to sharpen because I need to get into some teeny tiny areas. Sorry, I accidentally floated off camera. Okay. This is really turning out beautifully. Hold on, guys, I gotta grab something here. Sorry about that. Okay, and now that I'm on the smaller area here, we need to get in between these little dots. Now, when you get to the tail, which I'm going to be making a different color, be absolutely sure to fade out your color. So I'm getting lighter and lighter and lighter with my blue. All right, let's take a look. Unblended, here's where we are. Blender pencil. We do a very quick blend, and we'll see what we can do about getting out these marks. Now I'm also blending in little circles. And check out how we're getting a really nice coverage. Now, I'm just going to be blending my base color. Everything else on top of that now will go in nicely. Check it out. There you go. I think that's looking pretty cool. All right. So this is from my newest book, which is due in Saturday, excuse me. Be a Mermaid and Make Waves, Jubilee. This image is free from it. I'm doing it as a duet, which means you're invited to color along with me. And for those of you that are coloring along with me, I hope you're enjoying it. Okay. Next project. Come home to color. Debbie Macomber. Let me grab a little water. I'm yakking, you're not. I've been doing the floor for you. And I think this floor is turning out beautifully. All right. Now, one of my pencils is sharpening That's right, I do give them for free for duets. One of my pencils is being obnoxious as I'm trying to sharpen it. You can see that it's sharpening crooked. So I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and hand sharpen this. There we go. Katie, did somebody ask you about the duets? I noticed you made a comment, Colorist ILene gives them for free for duets. Okay. So I have my dark medium light. If anybody's asking for a piece, we can go ahead and get it to you. Okay. Move my camera a little bit. And I'll continue with my floor here. Now, one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to work my area in between our knitting. And I'm going to use, for the moment, my lightest color. Oh, okay, Katie, thank you. The first time I mentioned it, you didn't mention it was for free. Okay. Katie, thank you for having my back on that. And if anybody's watching tonight that you want that, let me know. We'll get it. Like I said, we'll get it to you. Now, by doing this the lightest color in between my little yarn loops here, that leaves me the option of going back and making it darker if I want. if you come in dark with this the first time, you close off your options. Katie, have you and Peter decided about a printer? Now be sure to get all these annoying little white spots here. Oh, you think it's awesome some groups charge for the what? Let's see here. Teeny tiny little white dots. Yowza. Okay, I'm just saying you didn't finish your sentence. I think it's awesome some groups charge for the what? That's what I was asking. And not yet about the printer. You're going to look over the weekend. Oh, I really hope you get one. Okay, check out now. Oh, some groups charge for the material. Gotcha. No, I don't charge for anything. If people want to donate, they can donate. That's fine. But I certainly don't charge. Oh, that looks really cool. Look at that. Okay, so let's continue here. I don't think I finished my thought. The reason that I'm walking you through this floor oh, maybe I didn't put in the lines on this. I may not have put in, I put in the circular, or colored in the knot, for example. I can't remember if I put the lines there in or not. Well, la-di-da. So as I started to say, the reason that I'm taking the time to doing the floor in front of you is because I want you, like I said, to see, I think I said this. Oh, I gotta quit thinking of a lot of things while I'm coloring. Is that I want you to see how this pans out. Oh, I think this is absolutely beautiful. Cindy, are you coloring with us tonight? And guys, I'm still going to ask a favor. Will you please take a millisecond and click the like button for this broadcast? I really appreciate it. I know some of you do it when you come in, which is great. All right, let's zip this over here. And I still love how this cookie turned out. Oh, look how pretty this is, guys. Linda, thank you for doing that. Thank you, Katie. Now, if you change your mind about liking my particular program, you can click it again and the like goes away. Oh man, this is going to be such a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Do any of you have this book, The Come Home to Color? Maggie's going to tell me it's one of the books that she gave away. I'm going to pull out in a second because I want you to see this. Oh, Maggie, you did give it away? Hi, Sandy. Sandy's been visiting with her sister. So that's why we haven't seen her lately. The more I think about it, these lines were already here. But if they weren't, I would tell you to add them. Okay. Now I've got to go horizontally here. And while I'm at it and have this turned, I'm going to go ahead and go horizontally on my other two boards. I might as well get that done. Sandy, what's your sister's name? Oh, Dorothy, you're back. Noah and his two sisters were over. He walks over a couple times a day, so you're thankful he's getting better every day. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, praise God, he's okay. Oh, your daughter, Christine. I'm sorry, I thought it was your sister. Oh, you went to Lake George. I hear that's a pretty nice spot. Okay. How pretty is this? All right, guys, let me pull out so you can see this. It's gorgeous. I'm going to do one little area here. You did a bus trip to Lake George and went on a luncheon cruise, and you spent time in the town. Oh, how fun. And I assume that the weather was definitely in your favor? Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of brown around the out. Oh, you had great weather. Oh, that's great. Sandy, does your daughter have any children? Now, as you can see, I'm going ahead and getting my base color in. Oh, she's single and she lives alone. Well, I Sandy, how often do you get to see her? Okay, I need to sharpen here. She likes being by herself. Oh, you see her often, you FaceTime a lot. Yeah. Isn't FaceTime wonderful? Oh, today is Tony's birthday? Oh my gosh. How cool is that? Sandy, bring Tony over so he can hear me. Let me know when he's within earshot. He can hear me. Hey, Tony, happy birthday. Now, we have a little tradition here. Okay, everybody ready to join me? Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you. And many, 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 many more. Yay. Happy birthday, Tony. You know I've got to sing happy birthday to you. Happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy birthday. Katie's husband, Peter, his birthday was yesterday. But Katie wasn't here. He heard. Good. So we had to do Peter's birthday song today. Oh, Tony, you are welcome. Sandy, give Tony a birthday kiss for me. I should have done this with Peter, too. Hey, Katie, later on, give Peter a kiss for me, a birthday kiss for me. Okay. What is bumping here? Got a little bump on the table here. Oh, the girls are taking him to dinner on Saturday. Okay. Let's take a peek at this. Thank you, Katie. Don't forget. So what do you guys think so far? I think we're in pretty good shape. Now, obviously, I haven't put in the other shading here for the different colors. I'm going to do a little bit of that, but then I need to move on to my next project. Now, I want you to notice the difference between this side here, where I've gussied up the wood, and the right-hand side where I've just done the one color so far. It makes a huge difference. Now, I know I'm stating the obvious, but what do I always tell you? What's the most important part of your drawing or coloring page? And the answer is the part that you're working on. And when you're working on something like this, I want you to play with it. Find ways to be inventive. And it doesn't matter that you're not coloring this particular piece with me, because the point is, when you get into a similar situation, with another coloring page, that you remember that something like this. Check it out. And notice on this particular, Linda, good night. Notice on this particular piece that I'm varying the shading on the swirl. Linda, sleep well. Okay. There you be. For the moment, anyway. Now, one thing I'm going to do while I'm thinking of it, and then I'll get to my next piece. On this knot, I'm going to work with brown and gray instead of the black. It gives us a little variety. And I'm going to come in with my Payne's Gray. And we'll go ahead and shade this up a little bit. Check it out. There you go. So basically the black that I was using earlier indicates a hole in the table. The gray that I'm using now indicates a knot. Okay. Now I can move on. Any questions about that? We're making good progress. Okay. Picnic table. Did the putty cat last night. Blending pencil. I want to soften up the look of his fur. Don't pile drive your blender pencil into the paper. Cute. Now, just for the sake of clarity, I'm going to get my black pen, and I'm going to make the nails, the little toenails, black. Now, yeah, I know they're clear or milky, but we've got so much going on here. I need to distinguish them a little better. Now, notice that I'm taking the pen and I'm running the nail a little further onto the tablecloth. Now our nail is behind our leaf, so don't extend it any further than that. And we don't want to forget the back foot. Much better. Much better. Okay, lower right hand corner. We've got our grass. And I need to move my camera just a little bit. And I'll pull out. So we'll start with a nice grass green. Now, I want you to notice is on some of the areas I'm doing repetitive stroke, and that's making that area darker. Now, I want you to notice that where I'm taking it through the blanket, that's hanging down, we'll go a little bit darker. Check it out. All right. Now notice that I'm streaking in some darker patches here. And then I'm actually going to come in with a darker green. And shade that in as well. Check it out. And notice that I'm shading in where I put the little grass patches. All right, let me come out. Look how cool that looks. And yes, I planned that with the yellow fringe and blanket. Because that leads your eye up into this other portion of our coloring. Now, I also want you to notice that I'm taking my dark green and coming up way into the blanket. And look how cool that makes that look. And guys, I can't express this enough. This is all detail work. Check it out. Okay. Let's slide up. I want to detail my bread just a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit more, well, not more, but a little gold to my yellow. Now, if you're thinking along the same lines that I am, that's making our bread look a little more cooked. And notice the white areas are the areas where the bread is split. And also notice that I'm using my gold brown along the bottom. Now, to me, this is the really fun part of coloring, where you do the tweaking and add in your colors your depth, dimension, and detail. Okay. Now I need to do a little pen work here. And it's right behind my French bread. And this will bring everything together. And then I will continue that coloring. For our table. Now, since I didn't use pencil, I could just go ahead and pop right into the coloring. Just make sure, of course, that your ink is dry. Sometimes I'm at a disadvantage because during the broadcast I need to push things a little bit more. Oh, let's see here. Just finishing up that little bit of bread. And when I push things with the coloring, sometimes my ink will smear because it hasn't quite dried. But in this case, we're good to go. Oh, by the way, and this will curdle Katie's palate, I'm sure. I discovered a really neat way to make a quick sauce for spaghetti. So what I do, I don't really cook elaborate meals anymore. So what I do is I take a can of tomato soup, put it in a bowl. I add a little bit of water because the tomato soup is what's going to be the pasta sauce. I add a little bit of water to get the consistency that I want. I'm going to make myself hungry for spaghetti tonight. And I heat up the tomato soup, cook the spaghetti, put the tomato soup on the spaghetti, and then I add oregano. It is absolutely, oh, and then of course I've got my hamburger. And it is surprisingly delicious. Okay. Let me pull out so you can see this. Check it out. I think we're in pretty good shape. Okay. Now, we've got the Chianti bottle. I still need to do a little bit more with that. And I also discovered around the Chianti bottle that I missed the tip of the teapot. So we need to pop in our brown for that. Simple. Okay, and then on our paper or you know, that little papery woody stuff that's on the bottom of a bottle, we need to shade in our edges a little more. check that out. And then I'm going to come in with just a little bit of Payne's Gray. Not much, and very lightly. Butterfly Kiss. There you go. Spell Chianti. Chianti. So let's go ahead and work our detail. Wasn't sure how to spell Chianti. I thought I knew. I did, but I wanted to double check it. So we'll go ahead and add those letters. Remember, guys, details. And then I'm going to put a date on here. And then I'm going to get a darker red than what I had in my hand. And I'm going to make the cap red. I think we're in pretty good shape. Now, if you want to fill up your bottle a little bit more, which actually I do, we don't want our drinkers to be cheated. Now, for giggles and laughs, and if I can pull this off, we're back to my comments about details. I'm going to run the pink part way up underneath the X. Isn't that neat? And then I need to clean off my 2 because I accidentally broke my red on top of it. There we go. And I'm just redrawing the label on here. There we go. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, let me get my chalks out. We need to color up some sky. So let me get those. Let's see. Now, I'm going to use chalks in lieu of the eyeshadow, just because. But don't forget, if you don't have your pastel chalks, eyeshadow is a wonderful addition. Now, you know that I use both. In other words, even though I have chalks, I've been known to use eyeshadow. That's an either-or proposition. I don't use eyeshadow as a replacement for the chalks. Either one works perfectly well. Okay, sponge tip applicators. I'm going to start with my lightest blue chalk that you can see is getting very skinny. And I have to clean up a little bit of my area here just from natural smearing. Katie, just a reminder, when you get your printer, get one that does edge-to-edge printing. Okay. And I don't know about you, but I think that this piece looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to start with my light blue. Now notice how I'm pushing this around to move it to an area where I want to color. And for those of you that may not be super familiar with chalks, you can also take your chalk and drag it across the paper. You don't have to scrape it off onto it. Up to you which way you want to go with it. I'm going to get a new spongy thing. Now, I want you to notice that when I'm applying this chalk, I'm pushing my chalk towards the leaf. And that's because I don't want to inadvertently drag any red into the blue. It happens sometimes. Now, another way that you can apply chalk is to take your sponge tip applicator and rub it over the chalk piece. Now, for light colors, it works better when you use the scrape method or when you apply your chalk directly. Darker colors, Yep, pulled a little red in. Darker colors, you want to use your sponge. All right. And darker colors, I would also use, you're using your sponge. And by using your sponge, I meant rubbing the sponge on the chalk and then applying it to the paper. That's what I meant, because obviously I'm using my sponge to do this. Okay, let me brush that. And let's get up in our bulb area up here. Again, move your sponge towards your leaf if you've done something like using the red, because it will smear. Okay. And I don't know if you noticed, but the artist obviously put little smiling faces on these bulbs. Oh, I think that's so funny. All right. Now I've got to use my eraser and gently zip off the blue that got on my bulb. Again, be careful that your ink doesn't come with it. Oh, it just depends on the printed book. I really love my chalks. I don't know about you guys. Katie, I really hope that you get a printer soon. I know you talked about waiting until Christmas. But it would make it so much easier to get your duets. By the way, I forgot to ask you, what did Peter get you for your birthday? Miss Katie, good night. I've got 5 minutes left. Okay, bear with me a second while I get inside this lantern. Now, this is where the edge works out really well of our chalk. And then I'm going to use the tip of my applicator to get in between. Ah, the dinner. Okay. I didn't realize the dinner was the gift. Gotcha. Okay, just a little bit of erasing inside the lantern. And we'll be ready to go for tomorrow night to finish this up. Okay, guys, I'm calling it a night. Oh, is this pretty? Let me pull out. So this is our picnic picture. And it is really coming together. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so there's our picnic. Then we've got our knitting, which Linda tells me she gets inspired by when she sees it. So there's our knitting picture. And then we have our mermaid. And I'm happy with how that's coming out. I love the extra hair on the little girl. I think it looks cute. Okay guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Guys, joyous, joyous coloring. So glad you could make it. I'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Guys, love on each other. That's what this group is known for. Take care. Glad you could join me. And please like the video. I would very much appreciate that. Okay, guys, till tomorrow night then. Take care. Bye.